What's up, my fellow Jeep JK owners? Today we're going to be installing some Suparee RGB halo lights and an ESRIGHT Angry Bird grill in my 2015 Jeep JK Sport, so that my Jeep can go from this to this. For this install, we're only going to need two tools to do the job: a flathead screwdriver to take our grill off, and a T15 screwdriver or bit if you have one for your drill to take the headlights off. Alright, so this is what comes in the box for the Suparee RGB halo headlights. You've probably heard this complaint if you're considering buying these from a lot of the reviews. It's a lot of Bluetooth instructions. The kit itself doesn't come with instructions. Here's a registration. And then this is the box itself. This is what it comes with. So there's two headlights. Here's the kit for the Bluetooth connection. That has the connection that goes to each wire on a headlight. And then it also has a power and a ground. So each light bulb will have its own plug-in, and it's this part here, and then this part goes to the Bluetooth, and that's what controls the halos for the different colors. And then in here it also includes the H4 to H13 adapter. This particular kit doesn't have the anti-flicker. They claim, or the seller claims, that it doesn't need it. It's a newer design and the anti-flicker is not necessary. But if your lights do flicker, they do claim that they'll send you the anti-flicker adapter. And then last but not least is certainly what we came here for, and it's the halo lights. So as you can see on there, it has the connection for the light, and then also the Bluetooth adapter connector there. The difference between these and like the Suparee ones that I see a lot of people get are the Suparees have the additional wires in the back that you hook up to the turn signal. For myself, I don't necessarily like those. For me, that's not a desired look. I'd rather just have my turn signals work the way they should. But if that's your preference, these don't necessarily do that. But they'll just work with the different color halos as well as the headlights and high beams. And they're supposed to be really good, much better than stock. But before we install that, we gotta install a little coffee and a little sandwich in ourselves. Let's get started. All right, so after you have it hooked up, you'll see on here there's 6 of these retainer clips on here. There's 1 on each side and then 4 across the top. You just take your screwdriver. If you have one of those Christmas tools, it's probably a little bit easier, but why buy one if you don't use it often? So just there's a slot here where you could just stick your screwdriver and pop that right up. It's that easy. You take it out, and then once you take that part of the clip out, then you just take the part that holds it out. It's that easy. So we're gonna do all 6, and then we'll be back. Okay, so now that we have those out, the grill, it's really all it's held in by, and then those metal clips that are on the bottom. So I'm sure you've probably seen this in other videos, but if you haven't, it's really easy. After you've done that, what you want to do next is just pop the bottoms out. Those are the clips that hold it. Just go on each side and just give it a little pull. That'll come right out. Don't take it out completely. There's lights here, the turn signal lights. What you want to do is just turn it and then take the bulb out if you're going to reuse those. Otherwise, if you're replacing those with the halo turn signal lights, then you'll want to take the actual harness off the bulb itself. But I'm just reusing these same ones, so that's it. That's how easy it comes off. Since I'm going to be reusing these, what we want to do is take them off. That's the next step. It's really easy. There's just 2 clips on here. You just got to push the center part in. You can even just do it with your hand. Most people do it with a screwdriver, but you just push them both in at the same time. And then just push that. The other finger, just push it in, and it comes off that easy. And we'll do the same thing to the other side. All right, so the next step in the process is to take the current headlights off. There's just 4 screws. That's where the T15 screwdriver comes into play. But because I like using power tools, I'm using my bit with a screw. And make sure you don't lose these, because they're gonna be a little hard to replace. Okay, so once you have those off, there's a bezel right here that holds those, not only those 4 screws, but also that's what holds the headlight in place. So you want to make sure you put this off to the side. Fender's a good spot. And then for the clips themselves, there's a little red retainer clip there. Just push that back. And then once you do, you can take it out. just use a screwdriver, works much better. That way it allows you to get in there and just push right back. Alright, so next up in the process is we're going to take these blades and install them. What you're going to do is you're going to take this, the H4813 adapter, plug it into this part. Alright, plug that in. Like that. And then we're going to take our wire for the Bluetooth and hook it up on each side. And again, it's one single wire, so you just got to make sure you put it in on each side. Feed that through. We just hook this up. Now what you want to do is just want to make sure that the DOT SAE sign is up top, because that's the low beam, that's the high beam. Alright, so we'll just stuff this in there. Okay, so now that we've got these in, the next thing we want to do is just basically do the reverse, just put the bezel back in there to hold it and get your 4 screws. There is a pattern to these, so it'll fit. It can only fit one way. Now we'll do the same thing on the other side. Alright, yes, that was my dog. Alright, so the next step is basically this a wire that you ran for the Bluetooth. You want to make sure is you just remove the slack and then zip tie it wherever you can so it doesn't get caught on things like the fan or rub on something that gets hot like the engine. So you want to make sure you zip tie that to something on here. I chose to zip tie it to these 2 clips as opposed to this hose because I don't want this hose to get pinched. It is a coolant hose. So I'm going to zip tie it to this, run it across, and then I'll run the Bluetooth connected to the battery. Alright, so the next thing you want to do after you've run your wire, you hook up your Bluetooth for it. There's a nice little slot right here on the Jeep JK where you could leave it there. And then you want to zip tie the rest of that slack. On the wires themselves, I extended the ground wire a little bit. I'll hook that directly to my battery, and then that way, and then what I did is I also stripped back a little bit of the rubber. It was too close to the top, and so if I put it in my fuse box, then it'll prevent this from closing. So I cut it back a little bit more, and then I'm gonna hook this up directly to one of the fuses. Now you can test these fuses to see which one has constant power and then which one only has power when you turn the key onto ACC. Sort of depends on how you want to use your halo lights. If you want to be able to use them when the car is off, then you want to hook it up to something that has constant power. Otherwise, if you just want to use it when the car is on or while you're driving, then you have to hook it up to something that has the ACC. And by the way, I recommend getting one of these fuse taps. They work much better than just hooking it up to the fuse directly. It will work that way, but not really the best way to hook it up. Get yourself one of these fuse taps. They're fairly inexpensive, $3-4, and then you can double tap, you can tap right into it via this wire here on this end. That's how I have my amp hooked up as well. Alright, so once you have that connected inside the fuse box, I ran mine to the ground wire to the battery again directly. So next step is just to connect these two. Pretty self-explanatory. Plug those in, tie that together, screw that on nice and tight, and then tuck it away in this slot in here. Nice and neat. Then we test our lights. So the actual last step is to actually either scan this QR code. It brings you to the app to download that you'll need to use, because unfortunately this one doesn't come with a separate remote. But that's how you do it. Or you can go right to the Play Store or Google and download it there. Alright, so as you can see, my lights are installed. they're working fine. You want to make sure before you put this grill on that those are working. They work perfectly according to the app. As I discovered, it is better to scan the QR code because there's a lot of confusion on there for which one it should be, because there's a lot of them that are called BLE app or BLE Lite. So scan the QR code, it comes up right away, you download it, then you have to connect it. It's not like your normal Bluetooth. You won't find it by going into your Bluetooth on your phone. You have to turn your Bluetooth on your phone, go to the app, and then turn it on there. It's kind of backwards, but that's how it works. But anyway, we're gonna put these back on. I'm gonna install this grill. These are easy, you just put them right back where they were. Push them through, those are on. Same thing on the other side. It's a good chance to clean them up, by the way. So you just take them, you can't really squeeze these out, they only go in one way. Go in one way, put them on there, line that up. Push it through. And then you just do the reverse of how you took it off. So I already put the clips on there, because it doesn't come with the clips. I haven't put this on here because I want to see how it lines up on there, but so first we're going to put on our bulbs. And that's it. Okay. What we want to do is just line those pins on the bottom in. Pop a couple of those in there. Love tap. Pretty badass. Next step is you just take your 6 clips that you took off on the top grill, and then that'll be it. Mine came with new ones, but the old ones come out so easy. If you had to reuse them, you could. So that's it. You put this in first, and then you put this in afterwards, and it's all done. So that's it. Actually, no, it's not it. Now we just have to put this on. I just want to check it. Just want to double check that because there's like a slot here. It seems like you would put it there, but you actually put it right on top here. So where I thought I was going to have to cut it before, I actually don't have to cut it. It's perfect now. I just want to clean this up because my hands are a little greasy, and I've been touching this. Even if your hands weren't greasy from that, your hands could have just regular grease on it, and trying to avoid it not sticking. Along the back bottom side, make sure that's on there nice and neat. Once you have it, and then you should be good. Jeep is ready. Make sure you take your tools out. That's important. Lock it up, and there you have it. Job done. So that's the installation of the Suparee Halo, RGB Halo lights, the Angry Bird grill. Good to go. I think it's a great look. Let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe as always. And again, I'll leave a link in the description to both the lights and the Angry Bird grill. So I hope you like this. Leave me a thumbs up. We'll see you next time.